going up by 7,000%. 70 times over a 10-year period. Does that sound preposterous? Well, it happened, and it happened in a big major country in our world. And can it happen to us? That's our question, right? We know. We hear about these crazy price movements in silver and gold, for that matter, that occurred right here in what is, for many of you, your home country, the United States of America during the 1970s. I don't know, silver went up like 25, 35 times in value. Well, guys, just in the last 10 years, there's a country, a developed country in our world, a really nice place, and I've actually visited there 10, 15 years ago, where silver alone has gone up by 7,000%. And if I have that correct, that means 70 times. 70 times. We're going to talk about that in this video. And what we really want to hone in on is, can it happen here in the United States? And I'm going to answer that question for you as well. I really appreciate everyone being here. Please do that. Press that thumbs up. I can't believe a Snap live stream, and we've got over 150 people with us this morning. Press the thumbs up. It's like you're giving me a virtual hug, and I hope you consider me a friend, because I consider each and every one of you that join me here in the basement. This is not RonTube. No, it's YouTube. You're important. Your ideas matter. Your thoughts matter. Share with us in the comment section, okay? I think you have to be subscribed. And to subscribe to Ron's Basement, I've got a number of different plans. I've got the monthly plan, the weekly plan, and I've got a big special going right now. Sorry, I got this thing too, this smartwatch that my buddy Ricky gave me, driving me crazy. Anyway, if you want to subscribe to the channel, I have the weekly plan, the monthly plan, and the annual plan available right now. And I have a Black Friday special that I held over for a few more days. And all those plans I just talked about, for you to subscribe, to have all these friends in this unbelievable opportunity for us to hang out together, and maybe some good content as well. All those plans are on I'm holding it over through the weekend, the Black Friday special. It's free. That's all free. All the content is free. So please subscribe. I went on way too long about that. We're going to talk about this 70 times increase. 70 times. Okay. That means like going from $20 to $1,400 per ounce in silver. But let's just review real quick some big major components that are providing support right now for the silver price and the gold price, because there are a lot of them. And don't we want to know? If you're like me, I want to know. I want to do we want to do the best we can to know that when we have our money in silver, have our money in gold, have our money, like I do, and Susie as well. Hi, Susie, in precious metal mining stocks, that we are in a good position, that we are smart with everything going on. So let's just talk about what's going on. Let's review. The silver and gold price are both consolidating right now, both of which have had big moves. Now, silver recently is doing a bit of a catch-up move, but guys, gold on Friday closed over $2,000 per ounce. You know the story. We are within spitting distance. No longer are we within, wait, what? Something sounds broken. What'd you say, Coin Shop Chris? Hold on. Say that again, please. Is the audio okay? Does my audio sound bad? Okay. And then we're going to get back to the silver and gold, but I think we're having some technical problems here. A big hello from Denmark. Hello, Paul. Put it in the comments. 5x5, audio sounds good. Okay. Mike M says 133,000 open interest contracts on the COMEX, 5,000 per. That's a silver they don't have. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Okay, the paper, unicorn fart dust, electronic, whatever you want to say it, sounds good. Okay, thank you. I didn't see what Chris said. He may have said something else. Let me get back to this. We got two things going on right now, both of which are key, but the prices of silver and gold are consolidating. Gold has had a big move up. We are within spitting distance. We are no longer a stone's throw. We have upgraded basement dwellers, right? We've done it. We've done an upgrade to the gold price. It's gone from being a stone's throw. I feel like I'm throwing a stone to you right? To spitting distance, which is even closer. What, we need to go up 3-4% to get to a new all-time high in gold. I mean, Bitcoin can do that in a day, can do that in an hour. Once we get to that new all-time high, we're off to the races. We're not going to go down that path. Yes, silver is totally manipulated on the COMEX. I want to just briefly touch on this comment when I was trying to confirm that we have a good audio. But guys, yes, silver is manipulated in the short term. That's all they can do. In the long term, the laws of math, the laws of nature, the laws of supply and demand, the laws of free market will dictate, and the silver price will go higher. So sure, they can boofy. That's what they do. They spoof. Okay, I've made many videos about that in the past, and they manipulate the price of silver and gold for that matter, and probably platinum as well. They can do that in the short term, but oh, there's good news. It's Sunday morning. Do you want to hear some good news? Yes, you want to hear some good news, because the king of precious metals himself, Rick Rule, said this just a few weeks ago, and I'd never thought about this, and I've never heard anybody else say it. But think about it. Yeah, sure, they can manipulate only on a short-term basis the price of silver and gold. And they've been doing it for the last number of decades, generally manipulating the price down. Why? Why? Because the macro environment, the strong dollar, the U.S. hegemony, the fact that, hey, thank you, Thomas Toops, for the super chat, the fact that the United States ruled the world and didn't like silver and gold. It was easier for them to manipulate the price down on the COMEX and the LBMA. I got news for you. Those manipulators, those price manipulators, they don't care if silver goes up or down, okay? They just pushed it down because that was the path of least resistance. This is critical and exciting, guys, as we move into the coming decade, as the U.S. is not ruling the world, as the U.S. cannot control the value of silver and gold. It's going to be easier for those manipulators to manipulate it to the upside. And Rick Rule alluded to this. If I've got it wrong, I apologize, Rick Rule, but that's what I heard you say. And I believe that to be the case because the world has bifurcated, split. The world's changed like never before. Back to our regularly scheduled programming, silver and gold. Don't forget another great supportive factor. Have you heard everybody? Huh? Now everybody. We've been saying this for a while. We know how screwed up the system is, but now everybody's saying, have you heard? We think the Fed is done raising rates. Have you heard that? Now they're all coming around to what us basement dwellers, we've been talking about this for 3 or 4 months, right? Now everybody's saying, I think the Fed's done raising rates. I think the Fed doesn't have any more ammunition, okay? Even though Bidenomics is working, right? The economy's so strong, the Fed's out of bullets, right? Inflation's coming down. Well, is inflation coming down because the economy's crashing? Because we're heading into a recession, depression environment? I don't know. What we do know is the absolute fact this darn smartwatch keeps beeping now every time somebody sends me a message. Coin Shop Chris, he's sent me a text and my wrist is vibrating. If I start doing this, you guys know what's going on. I'm not still sure I'm used to this yet. Smartwatch, I've had it for a week. I said I would try it. My buddy Ricky gave it to me, little Ricky. Big Ricky, but little Ricky. We've been friends since the 3rd grade. The Fed's done. Okay? That means that interest rates can come down. That means that the dollar can come down. That is absolutely supportive for the price of silver and gold. And when people wake up, right, that they have no money, okay, if you're an average American, you don't have any money. As a matter of fact, you got some credit card debt. If you do have some money in your 401k, you're likely taking it out, okay? Everything is coming together. But I got 4 other. And then we're going to talk about this country, right, where they've had 70 times increase in the price of silver and how that can happen right here in the old United States of America. But before we do that, hey, thank you guys for all those virtual hugs, those thumbs ups, right? I felt it. We got over 100. I'm going to ring the bell. Oh boy, I got everything screwed up this morning. I'm going to ring the bell for you, okay? 10 times, one time for each 10 thumbs up. What else is going on out there? Let's just talk about inflation. Silver and gold will protect you from inflation over the long haul. Do we have inflationary pressures? Think about it. Aren't you spending more and getting less? Despite what your government tells you that, oh, it's under control on official level, you're spending more and getting less. That's a big macro environment, but that will continue to provide support for the silver and gold price. Take a step back. I don't know how old you are. You know what? Do me a favor. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I am 53.9 years old. Did I say that right? Yes. So I don't know how old you are. I always love to see how old you are. Coin Shop Chris is 430 years old. 43 years old. Sorry. He's a wise man, though. Ricky's House of Crap is 63. He's got 10 years on me. How old are you? And I want you to think about that as you think back on your life. Have you ever, okay, safe haven status for silver and gold is one of the biggest supporting factors when countries in the world don't trust each other, or even worse, are at war. And think about what is going on right now with Iran. Think about what's going on with Syria. Think about what's going on with Iraq. Think about what's going on in Israel and Palestine. Think about, okay, because now we've all forgot about it. You know, it seems to have faded from the what's going on in the Ukraine. Right? And the fact that Ukraine is not doing too well in that situation. Think about the geopolitical situation going on in the world, okay? Think about the safe haven status for silver and gold. Think about the economy slowing down. Think about Biomics and how great it's working, right? Think about the fact, what does it mean, right? When they do a survey of small business owners and 13% of them say they approve of how Joe Biden is managing the economy. 13%. Now, let me ask you a question. We always hear two things about the U.S. economy. It's based on the consumer. Well, so we know the consumer is dying right now. They can't use their credit cards. They can't use savings because that's all gone. They can't use their 401ks. Now they're using these, and we talked about this yesterday, buy now, pay later, BNPL things where, oh yeah, you can buy a new big screen TV and you can pay, 3 months from now, whatever. The economy, the consumer is dying, but that's not the point. What's the point here, Ron? The point is 13% of small business owners, only 13%, what is that? 1 in 7, 1 in 8 approve of how the economy is going, approve of President Joe Biden. That's just a fact. This is not a political show, okay? No, it's not. But read between the lines on that one, baby. What else are we told? We're told the consumer's the backbone of the U.S. economy, but we're told something else, aren't we? Small business is the heartbeat of the American economy, is the lifeblood of the American economy. Innovation, that's where all the jobs are. That's where all the growth is. And only 1 in 8 of those small business owners approve of the current economic situation, Bidenomics. So maybe they're just getting that 1 in 9 people and bringing them to the White House and letting them eat ice cream with Joe. And that's why he wants to keep telling us all it's working. I mean, how's it working? I don't understand, right? You're spending over $1 trillion more per year than you're bringing in, and you can only squeeze out a tiny growth number, which nobody believes anyway. And then when you actually poll people, when you talk to real people on the street, small business owners, I've owned small business. I guess this is technically a small business. Small business owners work their butt off. Okay, when you poll those people, only 1 in 8 or 1 in 9 approve of your "it's working" economy. Again, this is not a political show. I'm just stating the actual facts. When you listen to the CEOs, when you listen to the people that are on the ground in places like the trucking industry, we'll just focus on that for a second, I promise you, because I think this is so critically important, right? And you hear executives in the trucking industry say, this is the worst we've seen it, right? Volumes are down. People that have bought these big expensive rigs that were 2 or 3 years ago able to make a living for their family are going broke, because freight volumes are down by 15%, but the retail sales are growing. Well, yeah, sure, measured in pure dollar terms, but in terms of number of items, products being moved around the country, it's not good. I digress. I'm sorry. And on a global scale, we get these numbers. The global economy is slowing as well. Germany's slowing as well. Hold on. We're going to get, you know what I promised you, 70 times on silver, and we're going to get to that in 1 second. Let me ask you a question, though, first. I just want to ask you a question. Do you feel like overall that that it's harder or easier right now compared to, let's say, 4 years ago, to provide for your family, to provide for yourself, to do what you want? I'll put my answer in there. I'll put all caps, I think. I think it's harder. Undoubtedly harder. Now, my daughters have gone from being 7 to 11. I think kids get more expensive as they get older, right? They eat more. They want iPhones and stuff like that. But I think it's gotten harder. Ricky's house of crap, much more difficult. Hello, Annie Oakley. Good to see you. Good to see you, Jim M. Good to see you, Coin Shop Chris. I appreciate you guys hopping on here with I can't believe we have 400 people here. This is a flash. We're getting thousands of people, and it's not me, it's you. It's all of you coming together that are interested in these subjects. It's just fascinating. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's talk about social. Those were pressures that are helping buoy the price of silver and gold, right? The inflation pressures, this horrible geopolitical risk, this stuff going on in the world, the bifurcation, right? Economic pressures going on. So what about social pressures, right? Does it feel like to you that I'll be honest, I'm probably a little more angry in general than I was 4 or 5 years ago, right? Things are more difficult for people. I think it's happening all over the world. I can't say that. I can talk about my basement, St. Louis. I travel a little bit, but it just seems like people are more angry in general. Like, we have social pressure in the world. We know in the United States, this is not a political show, but the Democrats and the Republicans hate each other. You've got people polarized like never before. I'm going to tell the story because it bears repeating. Before we had children, Susie and I went away for a couple-night weekend trip to Springfield, Illinois. We stayed at some cheap hotel because I'm cheap, but it was a value hotel. Nonetheless, we went to the Lincoln Presidential Museum, and it was pretty cool. I'm not a big museum guy, but I'm good in museums for about 43 minutes. I like museums better than big box retail stores. Well, how about you? Which do you prefer? I prefer museums. I just hate going into big box retail. Anyway, we're in this museum. We go in this room, and there's all these like laminated newspaper headlines from right before the Civil War. And I'm reading this stuff, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it was vile what they were saying in the newspapers about each other. I thought, I can't believe that was the case. This was like 15 years ago. I don't know who the president was. Clinton? I have no idea. I'm bad about that stuff. But anyway, I was shocked at how vile these headlines were. I'm telling you, now when you turn on the cable news channels, they didn't call it that anymore, but you know what I'm saying? CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News, and all those. The way they speak on those channels about each other is downright vile. Whether you're talking bad about Trump, good about Trump, bad about Biden. This is not a political show, but my observation is we are much more contentious right now. Social pressures, like things could pop. I don't want them to, but things are. So that again, right? People are in big trouble, right? People are in big trouble. And then finally, before we get to the 70 times, why can it happen? Do you think it could? Can you even imagine? Silver going up 7,000%, 70 times in value in 10 years. Could it happen? We're going to find out. But first, I need to say, Susie's mooing at me from upstairs. I understand, Susie. I hear you. But what we need to do is I need to say thank you again. More thumbs up, more virtual hugs you guys gave me. And don't forget to subscribe. I got a Black Friday special. It's free to subscribe. But we got 200 thumbs up. This is the 3-second bell warning. Some of you don't like bells. If you don't like the bells, mute your headphones. Just watch the video. I'll smile for you. 200 thumbs up. It's the holiday season, ho, 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 and wiggly woe. Santa Claus is coming to town. Okay. The other thing that's screwed up, right? Oh, I forgot to say thanks to the sponsors. Thank you, Pimbex. Sponsors are important because I can't do this without sponsors. Pimbex is important to me as well because it's a company that I worked with before they even sponsored my channel. I trust them. They have the best selection. They have the best customer service. And then what's that other thing that's always important? They've got the best darn prices. Pimbex, P-I-M-B-E-X, Pimbex.com. They're an online bullion dealer. But you can call them on the phone too if you want to, right? Talk to a real live human being, okay? But they always have the best price. What I've found when I buy silver is if I can get a better price, I can get more silver. And if it's the same thing, right? A Canadian maple leaf is a Canadian maple leaf. And if I can get 2 or 3 or 4 more when I'm buying, if I buy a tube and I can get an extra coin or 2 coins because I get the best price, well, hey, I'll take it, right? If you don't want it, send it my way. I'm sure CoinShop Chris would take it as well. Okay. Final thing, fiscal pressure. Yes, I just heard it this morning. The U.S. debt clock says the United States of America has $33.7 trillion in debt. I'll remind you, a trillion is a million times a million. It is an untenable situation. It is coming to a theater near you. It's coming to a head right now. In the United States, we got big problems, and it's going to cause big cataclysmic shifts in the financial structure. It's going to happen. All right. Without further ado, let's all have a sip of coffee. Without further ado, let's talk about a country. Well, you want to hear a story about a country that I visited, again, before I had kids 14 years ago with my friend Little Ricky. He had a free airline ticket. We went to Buenos Aires for a week. The Paris of South America. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful place, an awesome, beautiful city, very sophisticated. Most people in North America, I never hear about people going to South America for vacation. Everybody wants to go to Italy. Or Italy's the big one. We're going to Italy. It's like, oh, I don't want to go to Italy. I've been to Budapest. I've been to Prague. I don't want to go. Go to Buenos Aires. Trust me, it's a beautiful place. But what you'll find and what has happened, this is a fact, I got a chart. I'm going to show it to you. The price of silver in the last 10 years has gone up 70 times, which I think is the same thing as saying 7,000%. Okay. And we're going to talk about why, and we're going to talk about, can it happen in the United States? Here. Uh-oh. I lost my chart. Bear with me, folks. What the heck? Oh, sorry. Oh, boy. Welcome to a live stream. The wheels are coming off the bus. Here. It's over here. I printed that for you. Can you see that? Hold on. That is, hello. That is a price of silver in Argentine pesos starting in November of 2013 and ending over here today. Okay, exactly 10 years. I pulled up an exact chart. Okay, all right. So if you look at that, 10 years ago, an ounce of silver in Argentina would have cost you 123 pesos, roughly. You know what the price is today? 8,700 pesos. It's gone up by over 70 times, 7,000%. But what caused that? What do they call that? Parabolic move, right? Well, you know what happened in Argentina, right? That caused that to happen? They got too much debt. And they had to start defaulting on their debt because they couldn't pay it, right? But let me just and now they've got this new president, Javier Milei, who's an old soccer player. I'm an old soccer player. You may not know that. You know, people don't want to hear this. I know. Yeah, I'm not even going to tell you. But anyway, he's an old soccer player, a goalie. Well, I played soccer. I went through college on a Division I soccer scholarship here in the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you, and I love the goalies. Don't take it, but the joke around soccer is the goalies are crazy. Okay. So this guy was a goalie, like a professional. So he was really crazy. And he's like a far right wing guy that's been elected. He's got all these, like what a lot of people are saying are extreme, crazy ideas. But what happened in Argentina that caused the price of silver to go up 70 times, can it happen in the United States? Do you think it can? Does it sound similar? The government of Argentina borrowed too much money and continued to borrow too much money. The country of Argentina, for a number of years, kept kicking the can down the road. Does it sound familiar? Right? Does it sound like after the long-term capital management crisis in the United States, the tech bubble crisis in the United States, the 2007, 2008 financial crisis, which none of these bankers got in any trouble over, right? That we've been kicking the can, right? The can got bigger. It turned from one of those little those little cans they sell now, like everything that shrunk, but that's a different story, to a 12-ounce can, to one of Susie's 16-ounce Miller Lite cans, to a 40-ouncer can, like I used to drink of beer, to like a paint can, and then it turned into a 5-gallon bucket. And now, you know what happened to Argentina? And where we are getting that all of a sudden that can turned into a 55-gallon steel drum. You know what I'm talking about? One of those big steel drums, and they couldn't kick it any further. And it caused a currency crisis, a sovereign debt crisis. And it caused this, guys. It caused the price of silver to go up by all that, right? Parabolic move. And I want you to consider this. I know America's exceptional, and I believe it. I'm actually very patriotic. I only complain about this stuff because I have a First Amendment right to do so. And, right, I don't like what's going on. You probably don't either. But we got to ask ourselves a question. Is the United States subject to the same laws of mathematics as Argentina? What do you think? I'm going to type my answer in the chat. I think, yes, we are. In the end, we are subject to the same laws of supply and demand, the same laws of mathematics, right? The same laws. Maybe we can, because of our powerful stature in the world, defer certain things, but at the end of the day, we are subject to the same laws of mathematics. I don't like what's going on. I don't, okay? But this is a visual demonstration in 10 years. What can happen? Can you see that? Hey guys, what can happen to the price of silver? Isn't that kind of, sort of, on a muted scale, what happened here in the United States of America in the 1970s? And aren't we in a position now where fiscally, geopolitically, socially, things are as bad or worse right now in the United States as compared back to the 1970s. Think about it. All right, guys, I'll be back at 12 noon Central Time. I have a regularly scheduled live stream. Okay, if you want to hop on at that one, totally different subject matter. This Argentina thing just really set me off this morning. 450 people here this morning. That's a big, big, big deal. Okay, you know what I'll do? I don't think we can do it. I don't think we can do it, but I've got, this is called my Coin Shop Chris timer. He knows I'm joking around when I say that, but when we're making videos, if he talks too long, I flip it over. It's a 2-minute, well, hold on. Here's what I'm going to ask you. Please, right? We got 265 thumbs up. We have 420 people with us right now. If we get to 300 thumbs up, I'm going to ring the golden gong. Where is it? Right there, the Weber Bears got it. The golden gong. If we get to 300 thumbs up, I'm going to ring the golden gong 3 times. And it's pretty cool. It came from our friend Stu. But we only have 2 minutes. We have 275. Can I get 276? Huh? I won't sing, I promise. And I'm going to start the timer right now. What we're trying to do here is show the power of the people. It's like if I say, hey, let's all go buy some silver. Can we do it? Can we get to 300 thumbs up before the sand runs out? I'm not going to ring the gong unless we get to 300. Come on, guys, press that thumbs up. In the meantime, 293. Come on, man, find it on your screen. 7 people. Tick, tock. Tick tock. See that sand going through there? We got 300 thumbs up. Man, you guys are fast. Here we go. Thank you. I don't know why that made me so happy. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like virtual hugs. I'm going to ring the gong 3 times for you. One more bonus ring. The first one wasn't too good. Here we go. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Thank you for being here. Thanks for the thumbs up. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.